While we were in the United Kingdom having the conference, one of the testifiers, a dear woman, and when she stood to testify, she said she was 65 years. And when I looked at that woman, if you were told she were 35, probably she's even following now. 65 years, alive, agile. I've seen people who have a daddy Onugbogu who comes here. Now, I think this year he will be 86. And yet he comes strong, moving by himself. Only once or so, or never gone to a hospital. And his wife, who is 10 years younger, 75. When I go for programs in the East, they show up together, healthy and alive. Yet there's another person, 31. And you have to be told that this person is not that old. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just saying, whether you look young or look old, it's not God's fault. It's something you allow to happen to you. Is that true? Right now, there is a heightened awareness. The wellness industry is programming, and pushing organic living. There are many of you, that's your business line. You can tell us how to be healthy, how to be strong. That is the same thing I'm doing. What you are doing biologically now is what I'm doing. I'm saying that there is a problem. Who knew before that there are certain foods that when you eat could accelerate your death rate? Am I right on that? Spiritually, there are certain revelations that if you receive or don't live alone, they will fast track your defeat. It is true. There are things about God, there are things about Satan, there are things about life that must come under divine scrutiny so that there be an editing. But I love the person who taught me. That's not the issue. Even if it was Joshua Selman who taught you, let God be true and let every man a liar be a liar. Our loyalty to things that are maybe lesser truths, or truths that are isolated, or information that is not even truth, we hold on to it. This is all I've known. And yet God is asking you tonight, do you desire your tomorrow greater than your today? Then you must be willing to relinquish certain things. When I receive advices from medical people, and I have so many of them around my life, they can advise and say, listen, take water, do this, do that, do that. That's the advice. And sometimes, how many of you know that you can see something you used to like or you still like, and painfully so you remember the instruction that came from the consultant, and you are there salivating, hoping for a chance, and you are saying, why did I meet this doctor to advise me? I would have remained. But you have a choice. You can eat it and die, or you can trust God for grace and leave it, and then you leave. Ladies and gentlemen, please hear me. I'm pointing something powerful for you tonight that I'm hoping you understand. Apostle, I saw my father love the Lord. He served the Lord with all his heart, but we had to go and eat in the house of certain neighbors. What kind of God is that? Let me answer you now. That is not a reflection of what God can do. It is a reflection of the human body again, and the inability to contend for wholesome health. Are we together now? That every time we allow a dimension of our body to not move forward, the template we give the world can misrepresent God. So, if you have to learn God only from the lens of that missionary, what kind of God is this? That has a missionary loving him with all his heart, serving him with all his heart, and yet the school fees of the children cannot be paid. Every time they are sending them back home, and then they come and they are praying, oh God, will you not answer us? And yet there is an unbeliever giving scholarships to people under the same heaven. What kind of a God is that? It is not a description of God. It is a description of your state. Hallelujah. So for instance, there are believers who are always praying, always casting out, binding something. And I minister deliverance here, you see, but that's all they know. They will never sit down to learn the ways of God. And the devil has seen that there is a big gap. there are other aspects of their Christian life that has not been brought together, and so he keeps manipulating them, and demons keep playing games around their destiny. And for a long time, after 10 years, they are still doing the same thing and not moving forward. Shalom, shalom, Jehovah, shalom, shalom. You're welcome in this place. Shalom, shalom, Jehovah, shalom, shalom. You're welcome in this place. Watch.